Arkansas doesn't get to say, well, we get to do whatever we want.
Constitution.
You're embarrassing yourself.
Welcome to another episode of U.S. Corrupt Cops, the channel dedicated to exposing abuses of authority in law enforcement. Today, we're highlighting officers who unlawfully demand identification and receive immediate consequences. If you enjoy this video, press 1. On March 22, 2024, independent journalist Justin McHenry, owner of the Random Patriot YouTube channel, visited the Clinton Police Department in Clinton, Arkansas, and started filming in their parking lot. He was soon approached by Lieutenant Scott Solomon of the Clinton PD, later joined by Van Buren County Sheriff Eric Coons. Mr. McHenry recorded the entire interaction and posted it on his YouTube channel.
What we got here, look at this. This small town of Clinton, what do they got, like 2,500 people? They have dash cams. And then you go to bigger towns like Sherwood, has like 10 times the people. They do not have dash cams in their freaking cars. Oh, we got a spit bottle in here. Heck yeah, brother. Public property. Public property. Neither is this, but dude's parking right up under. No personal property tag, but they're parked right up under here. I wonder what's that about. Is this your personal vehicle? How come you're parked up under here? Oh. Is this the police station? So you have a salon on the same building as the police station? Is that what's happening? Who are you, lady?
I'll let you talk to the owner of the building.
I don't care, I'll talk to whoever. So this is half police station, half beauty salon?
There's multiple renters inside here.
Oh, is that what's going on?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So what are we doing?
Cool, man. I'm working on a story. Who are you?
I'm the owner.
You're the owner of the building?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Like, so you don't work for the police station, you just own the building and the police station is renting a spot out from you?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, if the police station is renting a spot out from you, then that makes this public property. So I'm just working on a story in public property is what I'm doing.
For what though?
Working on a story. Like, what does anyone work on stories for?
But what's the story for?
Oh, I can't tell you that. You'll just have to wait till it's published. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Yep. Thanks, man. Oh, bro left his computer on. His dash is still saying like it's on right now. It's interesting. What's up, dude? Is this, I think this car's left on.
Lieutenant Scott Sullivan still on.
Oh, cool. I think you left your car on, brother. Oh, the gas is blinking stuff. Does it just do that all day? Oh, I didn't know that.
What's your name?
Cool. I'm Justin. Nice to meet you, man.
Yes, my deal. I can say.
No, sir. I don't. No.
Arkansas is one of the 15 ID states. So Biden.
There is no way you believe that. All right. Since you're starting off this way, do you have somewhere higher than you? Because I promise you that's not correct, and you're going to get your whole town into a lawsuit. I don't want to go that way. I've been having a great day. You don't want to go that way either.
But if you just tell me your name.
I'm not telling you my name. I'll tell you my first name, and we're stopping there, and I'm not answering any more questions. If you want to ID me unlawfully, you're going to lose your job and your qualified immunity. I'm working on a story.
For who you with?
I'm an independent journalist. What's your name?
Solomon. Lieutenant Solomon.
Solomon?
Yes, sir.
Do not think. There is no such thing as a stop and ID state. There is no such thing. That is a term.
Okay.
That is a...
Let me explain something to you. Can I explain something?
I'll listen to you. Go ahead. Yeah.
This day and time, there's all sorts of things going on.
This day and time is a terrible thing because we're in one of the most safest times to date in world history. Tell me a safer time in world history than right now.
Okay.
So don't say in this day and time, because cops always say that and it's stupid.
Okay.
So you can start over though if you want to.
Let me just put it like this.
Yeah.
You know, if we see somebody looking at our police cars,
come talk to me, sure. But don't threaten to arrest me if I don't give you my ID.
I didn't threaten.
You just did, brother.
I just said Arkansas is one of the 15 ID states.
That's not correct.
A bad request.
Nope, that's
have
not
to
correct.
provide some identified
Get a lawyer
information.
out here. If you think that's true, you need to look into it because you're going to get yourself in trouble. That is not true, and I'm 1,000% positive, and I can show you case law and Supreme Court rulings and everything.
More or less, we're just concerned about what you're doing.
Well, do not think that you can just stop an ID anyone you want. You're gonna get yourself in trouble, and you're non-constitutional. You are unconstitutional.
Well, with what's going on, I mean, it's,
You are no. If you think you can do that,
Yeah,
you don't believe in the Fourth Amendment. If you think you can do that, no. This is important to everybody that you know the Fourth Amendment. What is
sure,
it?
I know it.
So what is it? What is it?
The right of freedom.
No way you just said that. No, that's the First Amendment.
That's what I'm saying. The First Amendment.
No, the First
Everybody has right
Amendment. Bro,
of free
what's the
speech.
Fourth Amendment?
All right, just
Oh my God, dude, and you're a lieutenant? Is your chief here?
no, he's off.
We need someone to teach you what the Fourth Amendment
I know what
is.
the Fourth Amendment
What is it?
My question is,
What is the okay? What's the 5 elements of the First Amendment? There's 5 elements.
we just had some-
There's 5 elements of the First Amendment. No, I have some concerns and questions for you.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead.
What are they, sir? What's the Fourth Amendment? You don't know any of it.
If you know
You
what
need to
it's
go
about-
study the Constitution, and until you do, don't say a word to me, please. Go back inside, look up the Constitution, and read those rights and learn them. Memorize them, then come out. Other than that, you don't know what you're doing or what you're talking about, and you don't need to be a lieutenant. And I'm sorry I'm getting mad, but that is ridiculous. You should be ashamed of yourself for not knowing the First or the Fourth. Walk of shame right there, and it's deserved.
Lieutenant Solomon insists he can demand ID because Arkansas is a stop and identify state. But Mr. McHenry counters that the Fourth Amendment prevents officers from stopping and identifying people without cause. As we've discussed before on U.S. Corrupt Cops, the Supreme Court ruled in the 1979 case Brown v. Texas that requiring individuals to identify themselves without reasonable suspicion of criminal activity violates the Fourth Amendment. Although in 2004, the Supreme Court in Hebel v. 6th Judicial District Court of Nevada held that a citizen might be arrested for refusing to identify themselves under a stop and identify statute. The court emphasized that officers must have reasonable suspicion to demand ID or arrest someone for failing to identify. While Arkansas lacks a statute explicitly requiring citizens to identify themselves during a stop, courts have interpreted the state's obstruction statute, found in Section 5-54-102 of the Arkansas Code, to allow officers to arrest individuals who refuse to identify themselves if there is individualized reasonable suspicion of illegal activity. However, in the 2008 case Stufflebeam v. Harris, the 8th Circuit Court of Appeals, which covers Arkansas, concluded that the obstruction statute does not authorize officers, now quoting, to arrest a person for refusing to identify himself when he is not suspected of other criminal activity, and his identification is not needed to protect officer safety or to resolve whatever reasonable suspicions prompted the officer to initiate an ongoing traffic stop or Terry stop. Therefore, without reasonable suspicion that Mr. McHenry was involved in illegal conduct, a court would likely find that while Lieutenant Solomon could request ID, he couldn't lawfully demand it under threat of arrest.
Oh, they're locking me out? Lieutenant Solomon, you're opening your city up for a lawsuit by allowing this door to be locked because of me. You're not allowed to pick and choose who comes in here. So either you lock it to everybody for the rest of the day, or you're opening yourself up for a lawsuit, and you better have a good reason for having it locked the rest of the day, not just because there's a guy with a camera. So you better open this door and let me come in, and we can get this over with. Why are you guys so scared of someone with a camera? What are you hiding? You should be welcoming me in here, showing me around, making yourself look good, making your town look good. Let's start over. Let's start over. You want to let me in and just show me around and have a pleasant conversation so we can change this? I'm willing to start over with y'all. All right, I gave you a chance. I'm honestly not gonna waste my time in this stupid little hallway. This lady right here. Uh-oh, they're sending the sheriff out here. The sheriff showed up.
Sir, how are you?
What's up, guys? All right, I can come in now? They weren't letting me in a minute ago. You know, that's a lawsuit if I wanted to. I don't want to. I'm literally just trying to have a pleasant time here in Clinton. That's it. But here we have, what's your name, sir?
I'm Sheriff Eric.
You're the sheriff. Awesome, nice to meet you, sir. I'm Justin.
Good to meet you, Justin.
So why'd they send the sheriff down here for a guy with a camera?
Nobody sent the sheriff.
They-
We all monitor the radio traffic.
Hey, dude. Hey, hold on, before you lie on camera.
If we get a call over the radio.
No, I heard them call the sheriff down here. I heard them I have them on video calling the sheriff down here.
Anyway, yeah, you're in here causing a problem.
No, I'm exercising my rights.
Yeah, but if it becomes disorderly.
I told you my name's
then
Justin
you're
like
being
6 times,
disorderly.
dude.
Have a right to ask you that.
Okay?
You can ask, and I don't have to tell you.
Okay.
You have to have reasonable, you have to have. No, you're not. You have to have reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime.
You're on private property, living in
If you call
No, this is public. This is public property.
If you cause a disturbance,
This is
then you
public
can be
property.
charged with disorderly conduct.
Were you parking your cop cars back there? Then it's public. It's public.
There's not a problem.
I'm civil, brother.
That's what I'm saying. But if it did become disorderly, then you could be charged with disorderly conduct.
Yeah.
But until then,
Don't-
as long as you're
private
Thanks,
property
good.
back there too, because
I can look at anything I can see from public. You can't trespass my eyes.
it's private property.
That's public. If you park your cars back there, that's public.
The other cars.
And even if it was private, I have to be trespassed before I've committed a crime. So no one in here knows what the hell they're talking about. It's getting crazy.
Mr. McHenry contends that the parking lot is public property because officers park their vehicles there. And even if it were private property, he would need to be trespassed before committing a crime. While a government lease on private property grants the right to use the property per the lease terms, ownership doesn't transfer. The property remains privately owned. However, government use can impose certain obligations, regulations, and public access rights that wouldn't apply to purely private property. For example, if the property serves public functions, certain areas might be accessible to the public despite private ownership. Under Arkansas's trespassing statute, a more relevant question than ownership is whether the property is open to the public. Section 5-39-203 of the Arkansas Code states that a person commits criminal trespass if he or she purposely enters or remains unlawfully upon the premises owned or leased by another person. However, the statute explicitly provides that it is a defense to prosecution under this section that the privately owned premises were made open to the public. According to Section 3904 of the Arkansas Model Jury Instructions, enter or remain unlawfully means to enter or remain in or upon premises when not licensed or privileged to do so. A person who enters or remains in or upon premises that are at the time open to the public does so with license and privilege, regardless of his purpose, unless he defies a lawful order not to enter or remain personally communicated to him by the owner of such premises or some other person authorized by the owner. In essence, if property is open to the public, one cannot be convicted of trespassing unless previously warned not to enter or after refusing a lawful order to leave. Therefore, Mr. McHenry is correct that he couldn't be suspected of trespassing since he hadn't been asked to leave or not enter the property.
He said that he can make me ID just because he wants to. That is mind-blowing that he thinks that.
Because
He doesn't know what I asked him what the Fourth Amendment was, and he says freedom. That's embarrassing, dude. You had to go look it up after. You didn't. Well, okay, what's the 5 elements of the First Amendment?
if you state your
What's the five elements? Give me 2 of them.
We have a right to ask you for them.
Give me 2. You can ask all day, and I can tell you no.
Well, just like you said, he had to go look it up. You can sit down in your car and look up every amendment.
I know them by heart.
That doesn't matter. It's not required
No.
by law for anybody to know it.
It is required by law. Do you and you all sign? No.
When you go to the academy, the only thing you're required to do is to read it. become
Did you?
familiar with it.
All right, I'm about to own you. Get ready, brother. Get ready. You swore an oath to the Constitution when you were signed in, and I can find that on video, I bet. So you swore an oath to the Constitution.
So you were there.
No, but that is what all police do.
You're telling us we're lying.
No,
You're lying.
it is required.
You're
If you
to the
didn't,
right and to the right because you don't know. You're trying to. You're making.
dude,
it up.
you listen.
So you
So you didn't swear an oath. So you didn't swear an oath.
I'm telling you, you're being.
You can call me whatever you want.
See?
This sheriff, he does not believe in the Constitution, and he did not swear an oath to
That's
it.
what you believe. If you continue, and
Yes,
this
ma'am.
becomes
Yes, ma'am.
disorderly, I explained to you
Yeah.
at that point it would be a disorderly conduct.
Dude, chill out. You're stupid.
Okay, you call me stupid, I call you stupid.
You don't even know that you swore an oath to the Constitution.
No, I'm not answering.
You walk around thinking that you have no duty to the Constitution.
The residents.
The Constitution.
Do you live?
The
in Van Buren
Constitution.
County?
The Constitution.
Do you live here in Van Buren County?
No, I don't.
Then I don't answer to you. Have a good day, sir.
Do you get state taxes? Do you
Have
get
a good
federal
day,
taxes?
sir.
Do you get state and federal taxes?
Have a good day, sir.
So you don't know, brother.
Have a good day, sir.
You guys don't know anything here. You don't
Have a
get.
good day,
No, you
sir.
can't. That's freedom of speech. That is. That's freedom of speech. You don't know the Constitution.
You obviously
What's
don't
freedom
know
of
the
speech
statute
mean?
of disorderly conduct. If you incite a riot,
If you
incite a riot,
What riot am I inciting?
Which includes any
Freedom
more-
of speech,
any
brother.
more than 2 or 3 people.
Freedom of speech.
Then you are.
You guys are the making the riot, then not me. I'm by myself.
You're the one.
I'm by myself.
You're the one that's.
You guys are the ones that are supposed to know the Constitution, and I know it 10 times more than you.
Lieutenant Solomon asserts that Mr. McHenry committed disorderly conduct by using a so-called profane word, while Sheriff Coons claims that Mr. McHenry is inciting a riot. Section 5-71-207 of the Arkansas Code states that a person commits disorderly conduct if they use abusive or obscene language or make an obscene gesture in a manner likely to provoke a violent or disorderly response. Although the statute prohibits abusive or obscene language, this doesn't include mere profanity, which the Supreme Court protected under the First Amendment in the 1971 case Coons v. California period. Instead, as the Arkansas Supreme Court clarified in the 1998 case Bailey v. State, the statute only prohibits fighting words, which the U.S. Supreme Court defined in the 1942 case Chaplinsky v. New Hampshire as those which by their very utterance inflict injury or tend to incite an immediate breach of the peace. In the 2019 case Thuria-Roger v. City of Fort Smith, the 8th Circuit Court of Appeals, applying the Arkansas Disorderly Conduct Statute, held that, with limited exceptions not relevant here, even profanity is protected speech, and further stated, criticism of law enforcement officers, even with profanity, is protected speech. Therefore, it's highly unlikely the court will find Mr. McHenry's use of profanity constituted disorderly conduct, as his speech is protected by the First Amendment. Furthermore, contrary to Sheriff Coons' claims, the disorderly conduct statute doesn't criminalize inciting a riot, though it does prohibit gathering with 2 or more people in a place and refusing to obey a lawful order to disperse from law enforcement officers. Section 5-71-203 of the Arkansas Code states that a person commits the offense of inciting riot if he or she knowingly by speech or injures others to participate in a riot under circumstances that produce a clear and present danger that they will participate in a riot or gives commands, instructions, or signals to others in furtherance of a riot, and Section 5-71-203 defines rioters through poses a substantial risk of causing harm, disrupting governmental functions, causing property damage or personal injury. It's unclear why Mr. McHenry was inciting a riot, as he wasn't contributing to the damage of property. His main officers. It's highly improbable that the court would determine that Mr. McHenry could be arrested for inciting.
Just to uphold the Constitution.
Our whole job is to uphold the
The
state laws that are in
Constitution.
the statute.
Nope. What's more important than state laws? Federal laws.
Federal law doesn't supersede.
It
state
absolutely.
law.
No way you
That's
just
where
said
you're
that.
wrong.
No, yes it
That's where
does.
you're wrong.
Yes it does. I promise you. If the Supreme Court says Arkansas state law is wrong, then it's wrong and over with. Arkansas doesn't get to say, well, we get to do whatever we
Arkansas
want.
Constitution.
You're embarrassing yourself on the internet.
No, I'm not.
You are.
No, I'm not. You're embarrassing.
Say your name
yourself
again.
because you
If you don't think you're embarrassing
you
yourself,
came
what's your
here-
name?
I won't say my name until you say yours. I already said it.
I already said it.
No, you didn't. You didn't give us your full name.
I don't have
told
to.
you my full name and who I work
Yeah,
for.
because it's your job to. It's not mine. I'm a private citizen. You are not.
Show me the law right now that says that I have to give you my name.
That's in your policy.
and who I am.
That's in your policy.
I'm asking you.
Give me 2 minutes and I could look it up.
We wrote the policy. It's our policy.
And then you should know it, dude. You're dismissed. How about that?
Thank you for dismissing.
You're welcome. I'll see you later.
Maybe I will if you come see me.
God, I hope so. Because you're content. You're nothing but content.
Come visit my office anytime.
I'll be up there in a little bit. How about that? Before you close today, I'll see you up there.
I made the sheriff's office.
Give everybody a warning.
Yes.
Yeah, not unlike the police station. It's not open door. They locked it on me. So you're just proving how they were wrong for locking the door.
If there's a woman here by herself,
She's not. There's like 4 cops in there, dude. You're making up as you go. You're dismissed. Go back to your freaking office.
you're officially dismissed. I'm not requiring you to be here.
I'm free to stay too. Go back to your office.
I
You're
serve the people
dismissed.
of Van Buren County.
You listen.
If you don't live here,
One thing you need to go home knowing is you serve the Constitution, and the Constitution serves the people. You serve the Constitution.
you come here from out of town and you go town to town and you try to do some type of a constitutional audit just to try to engage police officers. Is that what you're doing? Because you're bored.
Is that what it is?
You've got nothing better to do.
More assuming.
This is not a service.
Yes, it is. I get thanked every single day,
It's
dude.
genuine people that actually believe in our Constitution. It embarrasses
You don't even know what the Constitution is to believe in it.
You don't know.
You think Arkansas law supersedes the Constitution. Get out of my face if you think that. You think Arkansas law supersedes it? The Constitution is all. The Constitution is all. Nothing is over the Constitution.
You think because a federal agent comes here and says that I'm supposed to take somebody's weapons away, that I'm supposed to enforce that because that's federal?
Does that say that in the Constitution?
Absolutely.
I'm saying the
Absolutely not.
The
State law
Constitution.
says we are a right to
Bro.
open carry,
Okay,
and
if
I
it
will
ever
stand behind that
if it
100%.
ever comes to that,
That's Arkansas Constitution.
all right. The Constitution says that the government can never take our guns away. But I was not saying the government supersedes Arkansas state law. I was saying the Constitution does, and the Constitution has the Second Amendment. You think I'm wrong by saying the Constitution supersedes Arkansas state law? That is mind-blowing, and it does
I
piss me
said
off.
Arkansas Constitution. I did not say Arkansas.
So, okay.
You can record your video and you can play
Same thing.
You just lied when you said
No.
I said Arkansas law. You just lied.
I think you said law, but I'll just agree to I'll agree to disagree. Listen, I'll agree to disagree. You said Constitution, fine. That's still wrong, brother. Arkansas Constitution does not supersede the Constitution of the United States. It does not.
Sheriff Coons contends that federal law doesn't supersede state law, a point with which Mr. McHenry strongly disagrees. Although Sheriff Coons later claims he meant that federal law doesn't supersede the Arkansas Constitution, he initially stated that federal law doesn't supersede state law.
That's fine.
You guys don't know anything about it. Your whole job is to uphold the Constitution.
Our whole job is to uphold the
The
state laws that are in
Constitution.
the statute.
Nope. What's more important than state laws? Federal laws.
Federal law doesn't supersede.
It
state
absolutely.
law.
No way
That's
you just
where
said
you're
that.
wrong.
No, yes it
That's
does.
where you're wrong.
Yes it does. I promise you. If the Supreme Court says Arkansas state law is wrong, then it's wrong and over with. Arkansas doesn't get to say, well, we get to do whatever we
Arkansas
want.
Constitution.
You're embarrassing yourself on the internet.
No, I'm not.
You are.
No, I'm not.
As a matter of fact, whether Sheriff Coons was referring to state statutes or the state constitution, the Supremacy Clause of the U.S. Constitution, found in Article 6, Clause 2, clearly establishes that federal laws take precedence over state laws and constitutions. The clause declares that this Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby, anything in the Constitution or laws of any state, to the contrary notwithstanding. This means states cannot enforce laws that conflict with the U.S. Constitution, making Sheriff Coons entirely incorrect in asserting that federal law doesn't supersede state law or the state constitution.
It does. Because I'd love to have that on
Hit
camera.
for the camera.
Say Arkansas law.
Got you there.
You're-
Why are you smiling?
you were-
Dude, you're
'cause that-
smiling.
'cause that was kinda
And
funny.
You're almost laughing.
Because that was kind of funny.
I know,
But you're 5 years old, dude.
I
You're
know,
5 years
I'm
old.
dealing with a 5-year-old. You do realize that I wasn't called on the radio. I overheard the radio and I came down here. But what here's
All right.
what you don't understand.
I'll believe whatever you say, sure.
But wait, I'm just trying to explain to you. I came down here.
You're just trying to start an argument, dude. This was stuff from the past that you just keep bringing up.
This is a peaceful conversation.
Okay.
Again, this is a city police department. When I heard disturbance at the city police department, I come down here to ensure that this would be a peaceful encounter.
And you ruined it, man. You were going to be the savior. So this was going to be a perfect video of the sheriff coming down here and straightening things out, but it wasn't. It was a sheriff coming down here and looking dumber than the police officer that called the sheriff down here to begin with. And if it wasn't for your Second Amendment comment, you would have nothing good to say this entire time.
You're trying to serve your country by confronting police departments with a random.
It's a name, dude. Chill out.
But it's a random.
Yep, I'm a
it's not
patriot.
scheduled, It's a random, what you call a constitutional audit.
That's not all I do, but that is kind of what today is. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But that's serving your country by trying to surprise a police department or sheriff's office and walk in and go.
So you obviously don't know the purpose of it. My number one purpose.
You just said when I post this.
My number one
everybody will get to
purpose
see how
is to make
dumb somebody
change. Is to make change. And so I'm educating the police department or the sheriff's office. I'm educating the people in that town as well.
Well, if that was your goal, and
that is my goal.
And interrupted your goal with the police department, I apologize.
That is my goal.
Okay.
Within 5 seconds, you said Arkansas supersedes federal. That is the stupidest thing a sheriff could say.
And you just made a generalized statement.
What did you say then? You say it. You say it how you said it. You say it how you said it.
Arkansas Constitution.
Still wrong. That's still wrong, dude. That's wrong.
And I didn't say supersedes. I said we have to abide by.
Do you want to go back?
City,
No.
state.
You said it overrules. You're trying to say you never said it.
I didn't say that. I'm not going to say I didn't say it. I'm
So-
going to say whatever you have on.
So will you do this for me? Will you admit you may be wrong and that you're going to go look into
I
it?
could be wrong.
And you're
and I will research everything.
There you
Absolutely.
go. Perfect.
I want you to know this, okay? I came into office in 2023. Montgomery County never had body cameras. Do you know why I got body cameras? Because I also worked at the police department and had a body camera the whole time I worked here. Body cameras prove the truth.
Just saves both sides.
There you go.
Cameras prove
It
the truth,
protects-
right?
I use cameras every day, and it kept us out of lawsuits.
That's
And it
so
protects
cameras
the citizens and the
because
department.
cameras don't lie.
There you go. We're just about done here, I reckon. I don't think he tried to go past. All right.
I wouldn't. Nope. Never would.
Again, since I took office, I made sure that we have body cameras. We've ordered in-car dash cameras. As soon as we get our equipment, we will have those installed. We've done a lot.
All right.
Since I've been in office to ensure the general public safety.
You're winning me back.
Okay.
Can I ask you one thing, and it'll really make a big difference? Can you demand ID just because you want to? Like, for example, right now, could you make me ID?
Only if somebody that I'm asking for their ID has committed a crime or has been suspected of committing a crime.
All right. That's another point, man. Thank you.
Because I don't need to know who you are if
All
I
right.
think you committed a crime.
You've said
right?
more right things than wrong things, so you've won me back. I appreciate it. I appreciate you answering those questions. I'll shake your hand if you will.
What was the first name?
Yours, I'm
I'm Aaron.
I'm Justin.
Justin.
Yeah. Is there anything else you need of me? I won't dismiss you. I am going to do one more little lap in that room right there. I'm obviously not going
And I
to.
will say before I leave, if
Yeah.
you want to come to the sheriff's office, we are open 24 hours.
I will be there. Well, I'll see you up there. All right. Thanks, guys. See you guys. Thanks, Eric.
After Mr. McHenry posted this encounter on his YouTube channel, viewers and local residents contacted the Clinton Police Department to file complaints against Lieutenant Solomon. An internal investigation was launched, and on April 10, 2024, Chief Jay Murdoch issued a letter of reprimand to Lieutenant Solomon, demoting him to patrol officer, reducing his salary, and placing him on 12 months of probation. While it appears there may have been other incidents involving Lieutenant Solomon that influenced this decision, Chief Murdoch wrote in the letter, quote, "We have spoken that you showed a lack of leadership in the position of Lieutenant of the Clinton Police Department, a lack of knowledge of the current policies, even though you have signed and acknowledged that you understood and would comply with said policies, and that you failed to obey a lawfully given direct order not to use department resources for personal and familial gain." On the same day the reprimand was issued, Lieutenant Solomon submitted his resignation from the Clinton PD, stating he had accepted a position in Clinton unrelated to law enforcement. it's unclear whether any action has been taken against Sheriff Coons or if Mr. McHenry plans to pursue legal action against the departments involved. All in all, Lieutenant Solomon and Sheriff Coons earn an F for their confrontational attitude during the encounter, displaying a shocking lack of understanding of both the U.S. Constitution and Arkansas state law, and exhibiting unwarranted hostility toward Mr. McHenry's auditing efforts. Lieutenant Solomon insisted he could demand identification from anyone because Arkansas is a stop and identify state, and claimed Mr. McHenry committed disorderly conduct by using a certain word. Meanwhile, Sheriff Coons argued that the U.S. Constitution doesn't supersede Arkansas statutes or the state constitution, asserted his duty was to enforce state law rather than the U.S. Constitution, and accused Mr. McHenry of inciting a riot simply for debating with officers in a public place. Among all the encounters we've covered on this channel, these are some of the most nonsensical and ill-informed arguments I've ever encountered, and it's astounding that they came from a lieutenant and a sheriff. It's likely for the best that Lieutenant Solomon resigned, and I strongly encourage Sheriff Coons to educate himself on the laws and constitutions, both state and federal, that he is sworn to uphold. Mr. McHenry earns an A for his solid understanding of his First and Fourth Amendment rights, for challenging the officers' incorrect legal assertions, and for attempting to educate them where they were clearly and obstinately wrong. While he did speak passionately at times during the encounter and used profanity, he remained well within his First Amendment rights and stood firm against the officers' unconstitutional attempts to restrict his speech. This is actually the second time we've featured Mr. McHenry on U.S. Corrupt Cops, and he received an A in the previous interaction. Thank you for tuning in. If you found this episode enlightening, please like, share, and subscribe to U.S. Corrupt Cops for more revealing content. Stay informed, and remember to know your rights.